Andrew Stafford, President of Prevail, with Kerry Lawing, our CEO. We've got a topic that comes up more and more with clients. Everyone has some form of IRA, and they're starting to ask, 401k IRA difference, and can we do different types of investments in an IRA? Kerry, walk us through a little bit about what types, can you, how does it work, specific for clients that are bringing questions up about what could I do outside of traditional investing in an IRA?
Yeah, I think it's a great question today. We can title accounts in an individual name.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us might have had an IRA or a 401k at a previous employer. Yeah. We tend to deal with a lot of physicians specifically that have a ton of money tied up in a qualified plan, and they don't know that they can invest in other things in terms of maybe real estate or other products.
Yeah, because no one's told them.
So they sort of view it a little bit as locked up money, and it certainly is not. We have probably 25% of most of the money that we do in our private investments comes from an IRA.
Right.
So let's walk through how it works, and let's walk through maybe some questions to dig in just a little bit financially if it makes sense.
So talk a little bit, they've got it sitting in an IRA traditional account. We happen to use Schwab. What does the process look like? And then what might be an advantage of using that for some of the products we're going to talk about, whether it be real estate or venture capital?
So if we're dealing with real estate or venture capital, we have to have a separate custodian.
Mm-hmm.
And for that example, generally it's a bank. The money moves into that custodian that's a bank. And for the benefit of the IRA, the bank will then invest in one of these other products.
And that's called a self-directed IRA.
It is. And a little bit different than Schwab, because Schwab, it's just a titling of the account.
Right.
You could have you and your wife could have an account, you could have an IRA, you could have a Roth. In this example, this has to be done on your behalf on something that's done in an outside vehicle.
And a bank generally holds it, which is in essence what Schwab is also. It's a very similar process.
And not only that, they look at the deal, they look at the documents, they ask us questions, they ask for feedback. So I think it's a little bit of a layer of protection that the bank, and some of these banks, that's all they do. We happen to use one that almost all they do is alternatives.
Because they have to make sure it maintains all of its tax-deferred status and everything else. So they're doing a good review.
So what happens is we do this, the bank actually applies for it on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
The money moves over and then is ultimately invested in one of these products. Now, let's talk about why that probably matters, especially like venture capital. It was something that may have significant gain. So if you're going to have something that has a potential for a very high return, there's an argument for using qualified or IRA rollover money more so than other things.
Because it's going to defer it.
Correct. And if the money goes up significantly in value, that means all your money went to work, where typically with an after-tax account, you've already paid taxes on it. So to us, we want to remind people that self-directed IRAs can be used for a lot of things. The money is not froze up. It's actually can be used for many, many things that we go to do. On top of that, it's no different than anything else. It's a part of your portfolio.
Right.
So as you look at portfolio construction in a lot of places, don't forget about your IRAs, your 401k rollovers from someplace that you've worked. View it as a very active part of what you should invest in.
Yeah. And the other thing is they don't have to do it on their own. So the advisor can help set that up with them and kind of work them through the process because it may be a little confusing. We can handle a lot of that on their behalf.
So we have also on any of these a Department of Investor Relations, we have people that literally will walk them through every part.
And Reagan's incredible.
And Reagan's one of my favorite people to work with too. So you knew where I was headed there.
She's got great client feedback.
So don't forget about self-directed IRAs. Don't forget that they can be a part of your overall portfolio. And if you need help on any of that, call us or check us out, prevailiws.com.